I was just browsing one time through those videos, YouTube, just to find something interesting. Well, I love sports, of course. But there just was this very interesting video. This I'd like to share with you. This is a video, Chinese, of a truck driver in China whose wife has been left paralyzed because she had brain hemorrhage and was operated on it. So because of the operation, the surgery, she lost the use of functioning of her right part of her body. But this van driver would always bring her around, even at work. So she will ride also in the car, and you can see the difficulty of this husband carrying the wife inside the truck. So pit stops, times that she would go to the toilet, he will be bringing him on his back, cleaning her up. And that's been going on for so many years. I said, grabe man tong husband ito. What devotion, what commitment, what love. The last scene of the video shows the woman being on a stationary bike. And the subtitles are saying she's now improving, that she is able to move some parts of her right body. Thus, the video ended in a positive note. Na ibig sabihin, may development at pwedeng baka maibalik yung dati niyang gamit ng kanyang right part of the body. That's why I said, it's a very good story to share to you. If only people, husbands and wives, spouses, could be so loving, devoted, committed to their spouses, that even, ito na yung sinasabing, in sickness and in health, this man really stood up, made good on his promise, in sickness and in health. My brothers and sisters, let me share to you what I usually share as pabaon to those I officiate weddings, their weddings. I usually give them 3 points. First one, I tell them, communicate. Now, this is a good reminder. It will be a good reminder for those who have been married even for a long time. You know that based on studies, number one source of conflict in the family, among husbands and wives, that even could come to some point of separation, divorce, etc., is because husbands and wives do not communicate to each other. Nawawala na yung pag-uusap. Nung ligawan lagi naman nag-uusap, hindi nga matigil-tigil, di ba? Pero when they are married, wala na. One of the things sometimes that happens is this. The husband or the wife may say, dapat alam niya na anong gusto ko, ano ang ayaw ko. Nobody is born a mind reader. Meron ba dito? Wala yata. Parang the spouse expects the other to read his or her mind. Hindi po pwede ganun. There's so many things that are problems that are trashed out, many things that are decisions and plans that are born out of, communication between husbands and wives. Mas nagiging magaan ang buhay tuloy na mag-asawa. A second one, since those to be married, of course, have no children yet, usually, I remind them, love the children that will be given to you by God. For you who have been married, have children, love the children that God has given you. Diba sinasabi sa atin, and this I believe, children are gifts of God. So if they're gifts of God, we take care of them. If they're gifts of God, we love them. And most especially, they're gifts of God. The one main thing that we should do for these children is to bring them back to God. Yes, feed them. Yes, educate them. But never forget, responsibilidad niyo po na ibalik ang mga batang ito sa ating Panginoon. By your words, but much more by your examples. Pag hindi niyo nagampanan po ito, you have failed a very big obligation that you have to God. Bringing out children to this world, napabayaan niyo sila. Especially, hindi niyo sila na ibabalik sa Panginoon. You are responsible for letting them know God because of what you do, what you say, what you teach. Thirdly, the most important one, in your marriage, Jesus should be the third party. Very negative po pag sinabing love triangle. But in Christian marriage, it will always be a love triangle. Husband, wife, Jesus. Tanggalin niyo isa diyan, that's not a marriage. Husband, wife, let me repeat that, Jesus, who should be the strong foundation. That's why, for us Catholics particularly, we encourage people to get married in church. Why? Because the husband and the wife, the bride and the groom would like to say to the Lord, Lord, hindi po namin kaya na manatiling nagmamahalan sa isa't isa. Kasi ang pag-ibig namin marupok, weak. It could sometimes be unfaithful. But with you, as part of this marriage, it will become strong. Kasi nandiyan kayo. That's why, particularly for you who have been married for a long time, maybe God is not there o malabo ang presensya ng Panginoon sa buhay ninyo, abay, hindi pa naman huli ang lahat. Gawing siyang third party, part of the love story that you have as husband and wife. These are only three, my dear brothers and sisters. Marami pa pwedeng natin sabihin dito. No? Communicate, love the children that God has given you, their gifts, and much more, make Jesus part of the relationship, a big part in that relationship. Our Lord reminds us of the sanctity of marriage. Especially now in the Philippines, ayan, pinapa-ano na naman nila yung divorce na yan. Pag napakadali na mag-divorce, talagang people will take that. The easiest way. Konti problema sa pagsasama, hiwalay na tayo, mag-divorce na tayo. My dear brothers and sisters, for you who are married, continue to be faithful to each other. Continue to love each other. Continue to love the children that God has given you. And kayong dalawa, kayo pa'y buhay, isama ninyong isa't isa, pabalik sa Panginoon. That is the best thing that we can do for each other. That you bring your spouse to the Lord. Nothing else would be best than this, that we become ways of each other.